All right, I'm back. So, a lot of people ask about the buzzing. The buzzing is we have a fish tank right there. So, that's what the buzzing is. I thought it was coming from my laptop, and I was like, why is my laptop not making that noise? There's a fish tank behind us, so that's what the buzzing is. I have like a bunch of different rooms that we can go into, but just whatever the deal is, just wanted to get that out of the way. And then again, I wanted to stay with you guys, but I had to do that run. We hit a 3 mile in let's get right into the charts. But we hit a 3 mile in 21 minutes. There were some really arrogant kids that we were working out with. They got absolutely murked. I freaking lapped them, and that's all that matters. There's going to be some real dicks in the military, and all I can say is that if you ever deal with that stuff, just, I chose to be in the military. I was literally smiling so much. Like, I love it so much, but because I was going to medical, and then I got into crypto, and I made a killing in crypto, so I'm already paid. I literally just wanted to go special forces. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Look how gorgeous that is. Look how gorgeous that is. Look at that tap. Right on that moving average. Right on that Fibonacci level. Bounces off. Finds support. Straight. Gorgy. I like that a lot. Obviously, we hit this double bottom measured move. Everything looking straight. Beauty. But yeah, so I wanted to chat with you guys more earlier. I just had to go do that physical fitness test. I don't really like talking about that I'm in the military because I really don't care. It's more of a personal thing for me. I just want to do it. I think it's really fun and cool. But I didn't want you guys to think I was capping you because I actually want to help you guys. I just had to go to my freaking. They brought in an executive officer, and I had to go do my physical fitness test. So we're looking good right here. We're looking really good on the hourly chart. It looks like we're looking really clean. It's just cooling off. If anything, we can look for some divergences. Here, let me show you this real quick. This is my freaking. I don't know if you can see this. Cover this part right here. This is my freaking enlistment document. Just so, straight up, no cap, freaking Marine. Just because, I feel like there's people that are he just bought that freaking Marine shirt and he's saying he's a Marine. Nah, I'm government contracted out with the government enlistment paper, straight up. E2, just put in. I'm getting a fucking recon contract. So it looks good. It looks really good on all these different charts. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. The only reason I brought it up to begin with is I was just I got to go do this run really quick. I'd love to talk to you guys. But I'm back now, baby. And we're about to murk these charts. So that's Coinbase. That's badass too. I don't think anybody's ever gonna show their enlistment paper on their enlistment contract on live. No freaking cap. Alright. BTC.D again, the relevancy for this is still, enough to look at, but take it more so with a grain of salt just because there's so much money coming into this space. It looks like it's right in this moving average right here. This MA moving average 20. I have the 20 and the 5 same color. Oh, it's the 5, yeah. Okay. Is Market Cipher? We gotta turn on Market Cipher A. Perfect. Gorgeous. Looks good. I wouldn't really recommend reading these too much. I mean, they're indicators, but it's not price action. This is a percentage. Let's take a look at everybody's favorite ADA. But really what I'm seeing is I'm just seeing really nice holds of support. I really like what I'm seeing on Ethereum. If it can hold that level. And it looks like it will. Let's take a look at ADA though. So I think what I'm going to do getting into this stream is I'm going to probably turn on a lot of USD. What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to turn on a lot of like different indicators like the super trend and just a lot of fun stuff so that we can get a perspective of what's going on, because like right now it just seems to be a lot of consolidation. And then we got to move this up to, oh, this is the high right here. Let's see, let's take a look at ADA. Yeah, so it looks like you still potentially have this double top idea, potentially. Could come down, test this area right here. Potential entry price, potential. And then really, you know, you could still hit this level right here and then bounce off. If not, come down here. But with how bullish it's been, I mean, it doesn't, like, unless altcoin season's going to end, which I don't think it is anytime soon, but just because there's money flowing into crypto in general, so it doesn't necessarily, I mean, unless Bitcoin pumps really hard, super bullish. We're looking at Link, we're still looking at this level right here. We haven't hit it, so not looking too gorgeous on Link. It looks like it's just riding up this upwards channel. We could draw it. We don't really care enough to, like I said, like you have decentralized oracles like built on the Polkadot network, like for example Umbrella. There's a lot of comp. I've been talking about this for a long time. Yes, Link is the best decentralized oracle that we currently have, but there's a lot of potential for it to get lapped. That's kind of the thought process I had with Uniswap. Like, I like Uniswap. It's definitely the best decentralized DEX that we have right now, and if it gets launched on Cardano, that would be huge, and it should go. But you know, you do have things like Sushi Swap, you do have things like Pancake Swap, you have all these other things, and those are just going to eat into their market shares. All right, let's go on to DOT. So I mean, I just don't care to look into the technicals on this any more than we already are, because it's just not worth it to me, because I don't even really recommend like putting a lot of money into it to begin with. If any, I only have some money in it because I have a huge portfolio. So if it's like, if you have a huge portfolio, it makes sense to get a little bit. This momentum wave's good right here. So you have this anchor, then you have this trigger, which is higher. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking bad. Obviously, we want to break this momentum wave right here. That would be huge. So we'd have to set another high right here. And it looks like it's saying that it's topping out. It's on the 4-hour. We could just be consolidating up for another move. You guys already know my opinion on DOT. You guys already know my opinion on ADA. Like, it's just not a perfect time, in my opinion, to be accumulating those. I'll go into the next chart while I'm answering this. What's up, bro? I'm in a live stream right now. Let's see, what's the next? No, you're good. What's up? What? What was the price tag? Nice. Alright, call me when you're ready. Yeah. Alright, bro. Alright, so a couple things to look over. First off, you know, you got this resistance, and then what I was hoping is it comes down and flips as support. Right here, you got your green dot, long indicator. Look how perfect that was. But essentially what we're looking for, obviously, is a break higher. Is this a lower high right here? Okay, so that's not good. Potentially like a cup and handle, really sloppy. You guys know how meticulous I am on cup and handle. So potentially a cup and handle. You have this right here, which would be the cup. This right here, which would be the handle. Very sloppy.
and then potentially bounce up, and then we would want to see the break of this neckline right here. So that's what we're looking for. It's looking good. It's looking good. And then so a few ideas to go over. Right here we just found support right here on this moving average. That's good. That's bullish. The whole thing looks pretty bullish. This looks like a hammer right here, so we'll see what happens with that. And this right here is looking fat. So this right here would be like, okay, well, it's looking bullish, like it's a hammer, like potential reversal pattern potentially, but you have a doji right here. It looks like it's just going to slowly go up. But the fact that we have this right here, this white, like so thick in the white, it's just showing that the potential for downside is not very likely, like for this to be the top. It's saying that this could definitely be higher. Money momentum oscillator is looking good. Yeah, let's take a look at it. I can't tell if that's the yellow. The military says that I'm colorblind. I'm legally colorblind classified by the military. Yeah, so this is green right here, so it's looking good. Yeah, I scored a 9 out of 14 on the military colorblind test, so I'm technically legally colorblind. So I was having a hard time with that one. So we got Uni. Uni's looking decent. I'm glad I'm invested into it. Would I pick some more up right now? Only if you're like really bullish on the project. The only thing I want to see is more volume. Let's see what else we got. Bitcoin. We already covered Bitcoin. We already covered Ethereum. We already covered Bitcoin dominance. We already covered cryptocurrency market cap. Let's go over the DXY really quick. You guys see how quickly I cover things. And I'm just going to constantly keep you guys updated on the charts on exactly what you need to know. And right now we're really just consolidating and we have some nice support. So unless things change, there's not a lot to talk about. And a lot of these patterns, and I'm going to say it, and it's just facts, a lot of these patterns are in uptrends. So you can't really trade like head and shoulders, different things like that. It looks like we're in a downtrend right here, and I'm going to hit it with a fib. For DXY, you got to go off of more so. Here, I'll bring this up. So I also know Forex. I read some Forex books, traded a little bit of Forex. I'm a pretty well-rounded guy. I've done real estate, stocks, everything, killed it. That should be, does that not put it in? Oh, this is a support resistance indicator that's not working. So when you're in Forex, you got to do, and you might be saying, why are you looking at the DXY? What even is the DXY? And DXY is dollar index, and I'm not going to explain how, it's a basket of currencies hedged against the dollar. This is why we're talking about it in relations to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, and Bitcoin moves the entire market. This is why I'm showing you this. Because when dollars are doing really good, there's going to be less institutions, hedge funds putting money into Bitcoin. And then when it does bad, then there's going to be more. So if the hedge funds look at this and they say, oh, if the dollar's doing well, we might as well just keep our dollars. So I'm going to hit it with a fib level to start out with, more so on the downtrend, and then so I'm going to start with this one right here, see where we're at. And then I'm going to go into more of, let's see, Fibonacci retracement. Come on. There we go. All right. Wow. So yeah, the DXY according to this is looking pretty bearish. Looks like it's going to go down, which is good for cryptocurrency, but I want to go on a higher time frame, more macro chart. So we're going to pull this up right here. We're going to pull it from right here. Is this the top right here? Yeah. And then when you get this macro Fibonacci, and Fibonacci's on the DXY, You can use them. It's not like, and yeah, it looks good on here too. So yeah, according to Fibonacci, we're extremely bearish on the DXY, and it's not price action, it's a percentage. So we're gonna delete that. The next thing we look for is support and resistance levels. Let's zoom out. Oh, this is on the 4 hour, that's why. We want to go to the daily. We would just kind of want to get the CEO briefing, and that's actually the correct terminology. Oh, baby. I already got you guys set up. You already know if you come to this channel, you're going to get the CEO brief, what you need to know. So this is potentially a giant double top right here. And this right here that I've measured perfectly is going to be the lowest peak. So if it hits this level, potentially we could have a ginormous dump of the DXY, which would be really good for cryptocurrency. If this doesn't happen, and this really comes down to economics, and on this channel we cover everything from economics to finances to, like, we cover everything. So when you go into economics, what affects the DXY? You have two factors. You have the QT, and you're not going to hear this on any other crypto channel. I'm just letting you know, like, straight up, you will never. This is very advanced economics. But so what affects the DXY? You have two things. You have QE and you have QT. So QE is quantitative easing, and then QT is quantitative tightening done by the Federal Reserve. So if the Federal Reserve prints more money and props up this market temporarily, that's going to be good for Bitcoin. If they don't and they let it drop and we lose buying power in the dollar, that's going to be good for cryptocurrency. And then if they do QT, quantitative tightening, it'll be interesting to see how we play out with QT. So that's just something to look out for. That's just what we need to look at when we're looking at cryptocurrency. Because what is cryptocurrency? It's an anti-inflationary hedge against inflation, against the loss of power in the DXY, which is a basket of commodities hedged against the United States dollar because of the Bretton Woods Agreement. Everything's backed by the dollar, so you'd have to hedge it against. Ask me if I think I went over everything. So ask me if you have any questions. Like I said, and I really wanted to when I was doing my mile runs. What I really wanted to do is I really wanted to first and foremost just tell everybody on the channel, like, I'm really here for you. I'm really here just like to help you out. So if you're in a trade right now, if you have questions, if you have anything like that, the channel is more so like take advantage of the fact that we're so underrated and we're so small right now. And you literally have one of the best guys in crypto right now to personally help you. Take advantage of that. If you have questions, let me know so I can help you out. That's really what it comes down to. I'm going to take a look at Tesla. You guys know Tesla added a lot of Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And I love using Market Cipher on Tesla. Yeah, you can do that, which is cool. But yeah, just take I just want to make that like ultra clear. Like, definitely take advantage, because I bruise through the TA really quick and tell you exactly perfectly what you need to know. This is looking really good on Tesla. And to me it's like this. It's like, should I invest in Ethereum or should I invest in Tesla? And I think I'm more so going to lead towards investing in Ethereum just because I know the returns and are going to be better, unfortunately. But if you want to expose yourself to a stock, like obviously the current administration in the United States is very, and this is not political at all. I really could care less about politics because they never go over what's important. They're never going to tell you, like, should we end the Fed? Like, at this point you can't, but they're never going to tell you any legit stuff. Like, they're never going to be like, can we nationalize the banking system? They're never going to tell you anything legit. They're always going to give you a bunch of crap. So I'm not for one side or the other side. I'm not like an opinionated, like, stupid American that's like, one way or the other based off politics. Because, like I said, they don't give you the real stuff. If you think they're giving you the real stuff, like the real choices and your stuff, like it's just they're the same bird of different wings of the same bird. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go into it, but the current administration, they are definitely, again, it's not political. The current administration is pushing a lot of EV stuff, a lot of electric stuff. So Tesla is going to do really good with this next current administration, and it looks like the market is acting in indecision because of the Bitcoin holdings. But the Bitcoin holdings have been earning Tesla shares massive returns because Bitcoin keeps setting new all-time highs, and Elon bought back in January. So this is something we definitely want to go over. I'm going to try and time the bottom on this and maybe just get a little more money in this, just because if you want to be like predisposed to still have a company but still be exposed heavily to crypto, just to diversify into stocks. Like, I got 550% return when I bought MicroStrategies. That was an amazing deal, and then I'm basically flipped that into Tesla, and now I'm looking to maybe add a little bit more into Tesla and then do a Google flip. So you guys already know my stuff, so I'm just looking for the bottom on Tesla. It looks like we haven't hit it yet, so that's good. We're going to get stupid good evaluation on Tesla. I like that a lot. All right, what else we got? So ask me questions. I can go over silver and gold, but those markets are usually heavily manipulated. You guys know JP Morgan got in big trouble for manipulating. What they get? They got like what, $920 million fine for manipulating the price of gold, as if, you know, they haven't been doing that for a long time. There's so many videos on YouTube talking about like all the cold hard facts about the manipulation of precious metals. Like, if you're gonna get involved in something like that, just buy physical gold, buy a lot of it, and then hold it, and never get paper notes. So I'm not really interested in. We already went over Cardano. We already went over Link. We already pretty much went over everything. I think I got you guys perfectly updated. Is there anything else you guys want to see? Let me see if I'm holding anything. Oh, I didn't go over Stellar. I do hold a little bit of Stellar. I didn't go over Stellar. Yeah, see, it's like the same on all these different cryptos. It looks like it's finding a lot of support at this moving average, and then at this moving average it found support, so it's looking really good. You see this in every single thing, though. It's just all massive uptrends right here. All massive uptrends. What you can do is you can take this Fibonacci level right here. You can take this one, put this one right here, put this right here. You can zoom this out a little bit. You go to this one right here, this one right here, this one right here. And then basically this could potentially be a target on an extended fib. Things like that. There's certain ways to trade it. An extended fib is a way to trade it. It's looking healthy. It's looking good. You know, at this point, really, it's not so much about the fundamentals, because like I said, it's like, you know, this is obviously clearly in an uptrend. Clearly high, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher low, I mean, and then higher high. So clearly in an uptrend. We can hit it with a Fibonacci trading channel, but again, I don't hold enough of this, and I don't really recommend holding enough of this to really get into that. It just looks decent right now. But I think a lot of other channels are going to start using Fibonacci trading channels eventually, once they see that every crypto just seems to be going in an uptrend like that. So there's not too much to measure on it. It looks good. It's found good support. I don't think it's hit that fib level that it's on right now. So we can hit it with one more fib level. Let's see. This one right here. And then really what a really good strategy to do on these is going to be Elliott wave, but these are so bullish that you usually don't even have Elliott wave, but potentially an Elliott wave would be like this, and it would look like, so this would be number 1, and this actually looks like a perfect Elliott wave. So this is number 1, and then you have a correction wave, then you have wave number 3, 4, and then 5, and then potentially corrective wave, corrective wave, corrective wave, and then this is wave number 1 right here. Right here, and then essentially you would have like potentially like right there, and then you would have your 3, 4, 5, something like that. So basically what I'm saying is that, but these things are so bullish that they don't even hit the Fibonacci. So you take the Fibonacci from the impulse wave, and that's wave 1, and then you put your wave 2. And again, if you don't hear other channels talking about this, it literally just comes down to education. This is like, it's obviously on TradingView because, and everybody, you know, throughout different markets, it literally just comes down to experience. Some guys just don't know how to trade Elliott wave more so than anything. So like right here, you would start at the first impulse wave, second impulse wave, and so then potentially like right here would essentially be maybe number 2. So you got your first wave, your second wave, and then wherever your third wave is, which looks like it could be right here. But here's the thing that I'm talking about. I'm saying that like as a technician and like looking at these markets, probably right here, and then that would be that one right here. We'll hit this one right here, that's fine, yeah, perfect. And then that would hit right here, and then this one would potentially hit right here. Nice. So, I mean, you can look at that, but this market is so bullish, like it just starts pumping and it's almost impossible to look at the pumps. The only thing that I can really recommend to look at the pumps is you want to see this momentum wave, and this is looking good right here. So you have this massive red, and then, you know, it's starting to wick up. You're kind of losing momentum right here, but, you know, you constantly see this fractal of it goes down, wicks up, goes down, wicks up, goes down, wicks up, and then potentially, and it looks like a flame pattern, but you see how it wicks up, wicks up, wicks up. This could potentially be a wick up before going down, and if it completes that fractal, this is really what you want to look at to kind of get that impulse wave, that what you would assume would be unmeasurable technical indicator. Like how do you measure essentially like FOMO and type stuff, and really you're looking at this momentum, or this money momentum oscillator, and then this wave right here is really good. This is higher, and then if we could get like more momentum off of that, that would be really good. But overall it looks decent. And then just keep an eye on this fractal right here. We'll see how it pushes, but essentially it usually hits this and tops off, hits this, tops off, hits this, tops off. So you could be potentially topping off right here before potentially moving higher, unless it's extremely bullish and it pushes through. So volume, money, momentum oscillator, momentum waves, those are probably what I would be looking at. All right, let's see. I think that's all the coins that I can think of that we should go over. So I think I got you guys on everything like that you need to know. I guess we can go back to ETH. We do have a position open in ETH. It looks good. It doesn't look incredible, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, daily doesn't look bad. I mean, it's a shooting star, but potentially, but it doesn't even, it just shows that it's like bullish or whatever. It's consolidating. Like I said earlier, it's not really anything to worry about. Let me see if on my Coinbase account, if I have anything else that's like major, that's like, I don't really see anything that's like, ETH, Bitcoin, Chainlink, Stellar, we covered all of them. Is there anything else? Like, I don't even own anything else that's really like major that I need to go over. I mean, if there's any altcoins that you want to look at, hit me up. I'm about to get off, I think. I think I covered everything, got you briefed on everything you need to know. We went over every single chart. Charts look good, pretty much just consolidating. She's healthy, she's good. The markets are healthy, the fundamentals are healthy, the charts are healthy. We're just looking good, and a lot of money's coming into this space. And when a lot of money's coming into this space, you really can't lose. You know what I'm saying? So, I would just dub up on ETH. I would just dub up on Bitcoin. I mean, and like you can play your cards on some of these altcoins that we were talking about. Let's see how Operation Room is doing. Because I was telling you guys about how this was like the first public day that I'm pretty sure. Let's see. It says 13, but that was earlier. Let's reload it. 28. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, like I said earlier, like you can cost-based average into something like this. That's what I would recommend. Oh, it's been out for a little bit. I guess it's been out for 7 days now. You can cost-based average into something like this. It looks like it might have hit the bottom, but it's way too early to tell. Like I said, if I was going to cost-based average into this, you have to do $100 is probably what I would put in cost-based average in like 10 positions. And if that's the case, then just depending on the market, like if it just tanks, like then I would, I would trade it. I would cost-based average not on time because I'm a trader. I would cost-based average based off how much it was dropping. But that's $100 a cost-based average. If you're paying $30 in Uniswap fees, that's already 30% of your ROI. You have to trade the token back. That's another, what is that? That's 60% of your ROI just taken from you, and losses compound. Like, it's just ridiculous. So, I mean, like, I like things like Reef. I like things like Option Room, but like, it's not something that I'm interested in right now. Again, like when Cardano comes out with Uniswap, like people just don't get it. It is going to be so dope. Then we'll play some alts for sure, for sure. And I'll get rid of a lot of my altcoins and put them into hopefully Cardano at some good prices. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. I like ETH more so than anything. Right now, like obviously I like Cardano the most, but obviously it's pumping so much. So yeah, ETH looks good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the daily. Ask me questions. Like I said, that's what I'm here for, is really for you to be like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, let me help you. What's your question? And you're like, well, I don't really know if you know this or not, and then you ask me a question. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I definitely know. Let me help you. That's what I'm here for. All right, so it looks like we're getting closer to hitting that measured move. We just need to see more volume like I was talking about earlier. Looks fine, looks good. There's a lot of room for healthy support and a bounce back, and then really this close would be relatively neutral, if not relatively bullish. It just looks like it's consolidating and it looks decent. Comes any closer, we might have to look at some MACD divergences. No questions. All right, I did like question calls like 2 or 3 times. So at this point, I got you guys updated on the market. I told you I would check back in with you. I did. If anything happens tonight, I'll check back in with you. But if it's just going to consolidate like this, I already got you guys briefed on everything you need to know in these crypto markets. Not clickbait, not cap, literally. So you're good to go. Am I buying anything right now? I'm not, but like East's not looking bad. You know what I'm saying? East's not looking bad. I just want to see more volume out of it. But yeah, I mean, there's some double top ideas on ETH. So if those play out, but it doesn't look like they're going to at this current time. It just looks like it's consolidating. So that's it. That's an update. You know about Bitcoin dominance. You know about DXY. You know about ETH, Link, Cardano. We went over everything. Chainlink, or Link, Chainlink, Polkadot, everything that you need to know. Crypto market cap. So we went over all the charts. We went over multiple charts on a lot of these coins, or on Bitcoin and ETH. So sub to the channel. I'll keep you guys updated. And then again, like, really feel free to ask questions. I like talking to you guys. I like interacting with you guys, and I like helping you guys more than anything. So, and I really, really, really do mean that I like helping you guys. Like, I would make a lot more money if I was just on my own trading, but it's not about the money anymore. Like I said, like, so it's like, at this point, you know, we in the space, you know, I'm an OG in the space. A lot of us OGs in the space, like, we have crypto money. We're set for life. So, like, it's just literally about helping you guys. So just, if you have any questions, let me know. That's why I'm here. If I'm trading, I'm going to be making a lot more money trading than helping you guys. But I literally just want to help you guys. I want to talk to you about crypto and give you, like, what you need to know. So ask questions, and I'll be on later only if we need to be. Like, if something changes in the charts and I need to help you guys, I'll come in and I'll help you guys. If it just keeps consolidating or it goes up and we just keep pumping, like, then you're good. There's nothing to really, you know. You guys know my cash out strategy. I was heavy in at 10K. And I haven't cashed out a single Bitcoin. And that's real OG stuff. Like, that's not stuff you're gonna hear from, like, and I mean, I was in at $100, but, like, I bought in heavy at 10K because it was a no-brainer back then. And, like, that's just OG stuff that you're not gonna hear on a lot of channels. And I'm not selling a penny until 74,000, and then I'm cost-based averaging out. If you guys have already seen my cost-based average out video, where I went over it in a live stream, and I think I'm only selling 3% of my portfolio at 74,000, cost-based averaging out all the way up to 100, and then that would only be 10% of my portfolio, and then from 100 to 200, I'm cost-based averaging out another 10%. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, you know, you're so smart, you know, you got into medical school, top of your class, like, what happens if it only hits 60,000? Then I'll keep my Bitcoin. I think my Bitcoin's worth a lot more than 60,000. I'm not willing, or it's not worth it to sell it for less than 74. Nobody wants to buy it for 74. Good, I'll keep it. That's fine. I already know, like, Amazon's back in it. Everybody's back in it. We already knew that was going to happen. I already talked to you guys about that. I was just telling somebody else that, like, Facebook's going to get in next for sure. We'll see when that happens, but it's obvious. But yeah, I'm not selling anything for under 74. And like you said, like, what happens if it doesn't hit 74? It'll hit 74 in a month or two. And when it does, and if it goes through the entire cycle and it doesn't, and this is the top, I literally could care less because there will be another cycle. But there's literally no data backing up the fact that this is the top or even close to the top. So yeah, should have no problem selling 3% of my portfolio and again, we're keeping Cardano, so I'm just going to be selling. We'll see how Ethereum reacts, and we'll see how Bitcoin reacts, and based off of the performance of each of those, I have most of my money's on my Ledger account on my hardware wallet, but I do have some ETH and both Bitcoin on my Coinbase account for, like, if we were just to spike up immediately. You just always want to have that available, because sometimes these markets go parabolic and we could go from like 50 to 60 potentially. and like 60 to potentially like 70, and like you just want to be prepared. You just want to have whatever you're willing to have, like that you're going to sell like at those starting prices. You want to have that on exchange already. So I have some ETH and Bitcoin on exchange ready to go, and then the rest is on my hardware wallet. And I don't have a problem holding, like I have a lot of money on exchange, but I don't like, not relative to my ledger, but I have a decent amount of money for most people, like a sports car. I have a sports car on crypto on Coinbase, and the only reason I feel comfortable having a sports car on Coinbase is because they back up your investment. So if they were to get hacked and whatever, they back up your investment. So I have no problem with that. So yeah, I keep that in mind. And then, you know, after 200, basically, what's it? Let me pull it up real quick. But I have a strategy, an exit strategy where I cost base average out. Just like everybody says, cost base average in, cost base average out. And some of that has to do with time, but most of it's going to have to do with price action and price formations. So you definitely want to be subscribed to the channel, because we'll tell you, you know, different chart formations and when, you know, it's potentially the peak, when it's not. But yeah, 74 to 94, I'm selling 10%, because everybody thinks that it's at least going to go to 100,000. And if everybody thinks that, then that could literally be the top. I want to have at least 10% out right there. That's just like strategic thinking. And then from 110K, take out 2%. 120K, take out 2%. 140K, take out 2%. Like all the way up until 180K, and then BitBoy thinks it's going to go to at least 230, and I think that's more so accurate. I got my hopium on that, but if it doesn't, I still have 20% out before it even hits its target. And then if it hits its target, I'm going to take another 8.8 out right there, 8.8%. And then as we hit 300K, 8.8%, and then basically so basically right before 100,000, I'm taking out 10%. As we're going from 100,000 to 200,000, another 10%. And the only reason I'm telling you this, and like I'm confidently telling you this, and I feel like you need to know this, is because I've been holding since 10,000, like heavy. Like I'm not just some kid on the internet telling you about cryptocurrency. I'm one of the biggest guys in the space. We are so ridiculously underrated. We made stupid money this bull cycle. Like I said, I was holding some of the best coins and whatever. And so that's like the only reason. And a lot of these guys, they just say the stupidest stuff. Like, I don't even want to roast Ivan Tech or whatever his name is. I know his name. I can't remember it right now. But, like, how can I not? Like, he's literally just telling people. He put a 10-minute video out where he literally just told people cost base average out. Like, literally just say that. Don't waste everybody's time putting out a 10-minute video just saying cost base average out. Like, it was the stupidest video. And everybody in the space just posts the dumbest crap. And it's just ridiculous. And it's because they don't want to call the top. And nobody knows the exact top. So the smartest thing I can tell you to do is cost base average based off of time. And then also these numbers that I'm literally giving you right now. And this is based off of statistics, literally your best chances. And so that's the only reason I'm telling you this right now. Because like I said, I tell you everything you need to know. And if you think that this bull run is going to be any different, the market's cyclical, go read Fidelity's 19-page report on Bitcoin. The market moves in cycles. Don't get clowned and think that this cycle is going to be different. But even if it is, which it's not going to be, because like people are gonna look up once Bitcoin's worth like 300,000, and they're gonna be like, we literally just spent 300,000 on a coin that's literally digital, like, and then it's just gonna tank. It happens every time. So, especially once a little dip happens, like just pure fear, and you don't want to buy those dips when we're at the top. So, I'll keep you guys updated on all that. because you know you don't want to keep hitting dips down on the way down. Like you're just gonna get absolutely murked. Like imagine it pops out like 2017 at 20,000, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy the dip. You buy the dip at 15, 14. You would have rode it all the way down to 3,000 and lost so much money. So we're not playing that crap. You know, we're not doing any of that crap. So essentially 8.8%. From 200,000. Here, I'll show you. It looks like this. So essentially, you know, it's scaled out to 1 million, and I would recommend that your portfolio is scaled out to 1 million. So the potential of us hitting $1 million this cycle is next to impossible. It's right next to impossible, but to say that it is impossible is incorrect. Okay, if there's potential for it to hit those numbers, like especially because we see things like Elon Musk's Tesla. He's the richest man in the world on paper. Really, there's obviously families that are worth way more than him, but publicly, he is the richest man in the world. And so, if you don't think the Knights Templars are buying crypto, you're crazy. They obviously are. They obviously know about inflation, and they obviously preserve their wealth. But so you want to have your strategy, in my opinion, be up to 1 million, and basically you want your entire portfolio drained at 1 million. Because I can tell you, if crypto hits 1 million, it's most likely not going to go to 10 million, and just like. It just wouldn't be like, if anything, like if you still wanted to be in cryptocurrency and it's like just absolutely pumping, it would most likely obliterate Cardano, and then I would recommend, I don't know, you could buy so much stuff and just deleverage from crypto if it hits 1 million. So anyways, like if you think it could go to 10 million or whatever this cycle, I don't want to say you're crazy, but no expert would agree with you. That's all I'm gonna say. So again, we're scaled out to 1 million, and you want to scale out to 1 million on your strategy, whatever your strategy is, because you don't want to sell yourself short. What if it does hit 1 million this cycle? I get it. It's next to impossible. But what if it does? Because even though it's next to impossible, it's not impossible, and you don't want to sell yourself short. That wouldn't be a strategy. That would be guesswork. And so, holding a little bit, like, 8% left, if at 900K, like that's just a brilliant strategy. And then if it does peak 1 million or right before 1 million, you put out your last 8%. That's good, because then you're essentially getting everything. Like you're literally timing the peak perfectly. What about the Rothschilds family? So yeah, I don't know if you're serious or not, but the Rothschilds did a bunch of central bank stuff, and like they learned that working with the government and funding wars, they could make a lot of money. So they funded a lot of wars. They're famous for Waterloo. So if you look up Waterloo, but they're a famous investing family. And with the Napoleon War, the Rothschilds basically had insider information on the war that Napoleon had won. And everybody was buying bonds, and essentially the bonds would have been worthless if he lost the war and he won the war. They had the insider information. They spread fake news that said that the war was lost, and then everybody sold off their bonds in fear. And then the Rothschilds picked them up really quickly, and they essentially gained most of the wealth of England all in one night. Now, that's not a conspiracy theory, that's history. It's called Waterloo. And then people say, well, what if they don't still have their money? And they do. They invest it. They've been very public about, like, not really, but if you look into it, they invest their money still to this day. And, like, you can just, like, they haven't spent it. Like, you can tell because they have, like, a fund. They all have funds, like the... What is it? Who is it? The yeah, but Rothschilds are pretty wealthy. But if you don't think that, if you think the Knights Templar aren't as wealthy as the Rothschilds, the Knights Templar goes way back, and they were pardoned by the Pope. So they got the Pope's permission, and basically all these different kingdoms gave them a bunch of gold. They laundered all the gold from station to station. The Pope got fed up with them. They made it illegal for the Knights Templar or whatever to exist. Like, they tried to arrest everybody in the Knights Templar. This is all history. This has nothing to do with like conspiracy theories or whatever. I'm not really a conspiracy theory guy. Like, most of this stuff is either real or it's just not real. And what I'm saying to you is real. You can look it up in the history books. His story, but no, you can. It's all facts on different websites or whatever. But Knights Templar or whatever, they were banned. They ran away because they knew that they were outlawed or whatever by the Pope. They fled to places like Switzerland, Greenland, or Ireland, Switzerland. And if you look at the Switzerland flag, it's actually an inverse of the Knights Templar cross. This Switzerland has the white cross and then the red background, and the Knights Templar thing is red cross and then white background. So they literally just flipped it, and then that's why Switzerland banks are so like secure or whatever, and used for like money laundering and have such good tax laws, because a lot of the Knights Templars went over there. And then there was a big Freemason guild or whatever that started up in Ireland. Why Ireland? That's where a lot of the Templars went. And then a lot of their customs, a lot of the Knights Templars customs, when you go into Freemasonry, not that I'm a Freemason, but a lot of their customs are from the Knights Templar. But yeah, those guys are filthy rich, and they just don't talk about them in history. They don't talk about them on Forbes list. They don't want you to know that stuff. It's history. Kingdoms literally gave them massive amounts of gold. The Pope literally told them that they were, and people say, well, were they the good guys or the bad guys? I'm not going to get into that. I don't really, that doesn't matter. Like, as far as what I'm saying, as far as, regardless of whether the good guys or bad guys, which is like debated, they're by far the wealthiest on the planet. They were said to have had like the Ark of the Covenant, like a lot of different historical Christian artifacts that were worth a lot of money. And then they were also criticized of practicing Gnostic religions and spitting on the cross. Now, a lot of people say that wasn't true. A lot of people said that was true. I'm not going to get into that. That's really where the conspiracy theories come in. And like I said, I'm just not going to get into conspiracy theories. But yeah, the Knights Templar are definitely buying crypto. They know all about inflation. And then all the gold that they would get throughout time, they would give all the gold that they got. They would have stations, and then when travelers went to go to different destinations, they didn't want to hold their gold, so the Knights Templar would hold their gold for them. And then they would give them IOUs, which basically means I owe you this amount of gold. And then they would go to their destinations, and then there would be another Knights Templar guild, and then they would pay them that gold that was owed to them that they gave to the other guild, and they would give them the tickets, and they would give them back their gold. So it was the first banking system, and then they got charged interest on that for holding it. So it was a pretty cool system, but obviously they amassed massive amounts of wealth because they took the money that was literally given to them. Like, they got like businesses, they got land, they got gold. All these massive kingdoms gave them all sorts of stuff, and they created a giant banking system, if not one of the first banking systems. They say the goldsmiths were the first banking systems, but they don't talk a lot about the Knights Templar. But yeah. But anyway, so Elon Musk, on paper, according to Forbes, he's like the richest guy in the world, and he's buying Bitcoin. Amazon, but Jeff Bezos, very rich guy, on paper, and he's working with cryptocurrencies. So it's all bullish, it's all good. Congratulations if you're in the space. Cost base average out of your position. I'm not even selling one penny, literally, until we hit 74. And then, like I said, I've been in the space for a long time, and I know what I'm talking about, and the results show, like, just my non-financial advisory opinion. Set your plan, whatever your plan is. If you want to have a different plan than me, set it from whatever you think the top is going to be, or I would potentially cost space average before you think that it's the top, just in case potentially you're wrong, you don't miss the top, and set it out to a million is what I would do personally. Even if it's a small amount, even if it's like, okay, I'm only going to hold 10% to like, I'm only going to have 10% left of my Bitcoin at 500,000, and then I'll sell 1% each 100,000. So if it goes to 500,000, I'll sell 1%. If it goes to, or I'll sell 2%. If it goes to 600,000, I'll sell 2%. If it goes to 700,000, I'll sell 2%. Even if it's like that, I'm just telling you that it's in the cards. They said that if a lot of the bigger guys ended up getting into cryptocurrency this bull cycle, the price could go up to 400,000. I really think that's hopium. I really do. But like, if you got in below 40,000, below 30 or 40,000, we might never hit those levels again. If not, it would be a insanely good time to accumulate. So that being said, that would be a decent area to. It just depends on what the run's like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I got in at 10,000. I don't think we could ever see 10,000 again. So like, I'm not like, if we only hit like 300,000 and I only have like 40% of my position in crypto sold, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with holding till the next bull run. You know what I mean? And then here's the thing about selling. It's like, what are you going to buy? If you don't have a game plan with what you're going to buy, like if you're just selling to put your money into United States dollars, like what do you think over the long term is going to perform better? All the money printing that they're doing, which isn't really money printing, the Fed adds IOUs to its balance sheet. We're not really going to get into that, but it's not money printing, but it's not good at all, especially with the no reserve system that we have right now. So if that's going to be the case, obviously you guys know the dollar is not going to be doing well as an investment. So why would you want to take your asset, the anti-inflationary thing that's doing so well, and convert it into United States dollars when obviously Bitcoin's going to outperform it year over year? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, unless you have like this stock that you're like dying to get into, unless you're like some real estate expert, like we're going to show some mad real estate skills once this bull market starts, because I'm going to cost base average in and get another crib, and we'll go over everything on the channel with that. But unless you're like mad skilled in like real estate and you're like, nah, like I need to get into real estate because I can make similar returns or whatever with lower risk or whatever, it's like holding a percentage of your Bitcoin is not the end of is not the end of the world. If Bitcoin's still around in 10 years, I mean, it could be worth, millions a coin. So, I mean, like, you can sell your coin. It's just like, what are you going to sell it for? You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, like, I just want to deleverage out of real estate or out of crypto, like, deleverage my exposure on the dip. And then as that's going on, like if you don't want to leave cryptocurrency, what I would do is I was cost base average out on Bitcoin, hold, wait for the bear market to start bottoming, and then like what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be buying a lot of Cardano in the bear market, and that way you hold your dollars just as buying power, so you don't like get destroyed in the bear market. And then you cost base average into Cardano, so you never really left cryptocurrency. And we'll do that a little bit. But like I said, yeah, I'd rather just get some more real estate, just because with inflation, I mean, real estate, cars, everything's going up in prices. And even if there is a crash, I'll just buy another house. It doesn't matter. I'll buy one house before the crash, I'll buy another house after the crash. And if you don't sell during the crash, you're going to make more money on the return. And then I don't really want to go too deep into real estate. I'm already like experienced in real estate. I already have a little bit of a portfolio. My parents do like a multi-million-dollar real estate company. Like they just have an LLC for it. So I work with that. But I'm gonna buy some stuff on my own. Just a few cribs. But so I'll just cost-based average into more real estate. I don't really want to talk about it too much because this is more so we're talking about crypto right now. But essentially, real estate's anti-inflationary on debt. So, like, you're never going to owe more on the property than whatever you signed for. So, even though inflation keeps going up, you still owe the same amount on the mortgage or whatever it is. I will never sell. I will never ever just sell. Might go for a plan similar to yours, but whoever just leaves the market altogether at the moment is dumb. Yeah, I agree. It's just kind of dumb to like if we go to like 238 and it looks like a top, to keep all your crypto, like unless you're just, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Like what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be buying a little bit of Tesla stock, a little bit of Google stock, more so Google stock than anything because Tesla now holds Bitcoin, so it's not going to be that great to hold if Bitcoin starts crashing. You don't want to leave Bitcoin because it's going to potentially crash and then go into Tesla, which also holds Bitcoin. So I'll probably do Google. You guys hear me talk a lot about Google and why I like it so much. The main reason is because with Google stock, they're working on AI technology. They're working on self-driving cars. They're working on everything major. They have the search engine. They have internet. They have everything major fundamentally for the technocrats. And obviously technology is huge and only going to get bigger. And that's where a lot of the development is. A lot of the big stuff is in like 5G, self-driving cars, like all that stuff. And Google works on most of that like buzzword like. And even if the entire economy crashes, we're still going to need Google. That's like what people don't get is that the entire economy could literally crash, but you're not going to turn off the internet. So like Google's like depression proof, even hyperinflationary depression proof. Let's see what we got going on here. So, I mean, I like gold. I have gold. I hold a lot of it in like a safe. But I have gold, silver. And I just like to hold the physical thing. And it's more of a store of wealth than anything. I got these like I got this right when the stimulus checks, like before the stimulus checks. I didn't get any stimulus checks. But if you get stimulus checks or whatever, I got it before the stimulus checks because I knew everything was coming with that. And my gold investment is up pretty decently. I got in right before the pump. And silver's been doing pretty decent too. But those are more so like long-term investments. Like I think I allocate about, I'm like way under now, but I'm going to allocate like probably 1% of my portfolio to like gold and silver. Probably like 10% maybe tops in stocks. And then a little bit of real estate. And then I'm buying some nice cars. I got a lot of, I got straight bands right now. So I got some cars that I got to buy. I'm going to get a bike. That's what I'm doing with my portfolio. Put in a little bit in crypto, put in a little bit in real estate, and then mostly holding Cardano. Not selling a penny this cycle. Cardano's the move. Oh dang, a red dot on the 15. Or a red X. Not a red dot. There's a red dot. So obviously the red X means like, you know, don't go for it. The red dot means short it. This is on the 5 minute. And it looks like we're just falling right now. We got this nice wick up, but this is fat white in the downturn. So this is basically saying we're going to continue to go out, down. Nice. Could reverse. I want to see this, you know, come down. Looks like that idea got negated. Building up on stronger and stronger selling pressure. And then again, we have this idea of some double tops playing out potentially. But yeah, like with the Ethereum, I'll just hold like the small amount that I'm holding. Like, I'm not like super bullish on Ethereum in the next bull run. Like, I think it's gonna do, and I think this is against popular opinion, but I don't care. I think it's gonna do the best this bull run. I think it's gonna have the best performance, and then once I think everybody sees it Cardano, they're gonna be like, obviously Cardano's it, and it's going to take most of the market share away from ETH specifically, potentially. And there's a lot of people that disagree with me. I don't really care. I've studied this market in and out, and that's my opinion. But it's an educated opinion, and so I mean, my portfolio is going to reflect that. I'm only going to have a small amount of my portfolio in Cardano, maybe, or in Ethereum, like probably 20%, and then probably 30% Bitcoin, and then probably 50% ADA, and then just keep building that out into more ADA. Because ADA is more decentralized than Bitcoin, so I mean, everything just makes sense with it. So it looks like we broke this area right here, which is massive. ETH. Let's go on another chart. What is this one? Kraken, ETH, USD, Bybit, Bitfinex. Oh, it's longs. ETH, USD, Bybit. Yeah. How do we not have stuff set up on Bybit? Dang, that's pretty bearish. Let's go to the 15. Let's see. Yeah, money momentum oscillator fell off a cliff. Looks decent. Not looking good. Red dot. Dot, red dot. So double not good. And then let's go on the shorter time frame and zoom in right here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon according to this. It is pretty bearish on the 15. So we could come down a little bit more, potentially find support. Could be a decent buying opportunity. Let's take a look at Bybit. Right now, here, let me put the camera on this right here.
Oh, I don't want to have that there. All right, so let's take a look at this. You have this right here, and essentially you have this outer band right here that it's writing up. So, I mean, it's kind of like right at the bottom. It's wicking. It's looking good.
How's Bitcoin reacting to this? Because sometimes ETH will lead Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still doing really good, it looks like. Hasn't reacted like at all to this. That's so weird why ETH would just be dumping. It almost is like market manipulation and Bitcoin's doing well. Let's take a look at BTC.D. Maybe a whale's just dumping, potentially. Oh wait, did we see? I thought we saw like a long or something. Let me take a look at this and we'll get back to that chart. We're testing this major level right here. That will be interesting. But are all altcoins doing bad? Let's go to another mid cap because maybe altcoins are large caps are just doing bad right now. Let's go to our favorite, not ADA. Let's go to Link because that one's steadily climbing up. Oh, you know what we can do is, okay, so yeah, it looks pretty decent on the 15. But what we can do is we can go to ETH.D right here. And it's in a downtrend. I don't know if people are just really scared about Cardano potentially. But I wasn't expecting that in this bull run. And nobody has really said anything. Dang. But this is a real eye-opener. Look at crypto market cap of just everybody scaling out of ETH. So, I mean, we'll see. A lot of people could just be doing altcoin season right now, but damn. Let's take a look at link.d, see if there's something similar again, because this would be a large cap. So we have something relatively similar right here. Some similar ideas. Take a look at Polkadot, that would be a good one. .d. Yeah, it just looks like the overall trend possibly. And again, yeah, it just looks good on the overall, like in my opinion. Like when you look at it from this perspective, it's like, you know, this is really the macro perspective that I'm looking at it from. It's like we're essentially hitting the bottom of this triangle and price action's got to come down, hit that level, validate it. Not bad. And then essentially that's the lowest. We just don't want to see it break out of that downtrend or that uptrend that it's set on those lows, and we haven't yet, so that's good. Bitcoin looking good though. Let's go on ETH one more time for the daily, and then ask me questions if you have any questions. And then I think I'm going to end this stream, and like I said, I'll update you guys later. So that's the 15. Nice wick. I'm actually going to add to the position just because, more so than anything, like more so just to show you guys that like I'm going to wait till the dump. So it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. Tell you guys exactly. Oh, I'm going to cost base average in on this position, which I always do. Put in 50 on each buy-in. Drop in, it's dropping. So I always wait for the dump. So this looks like this is going to be one right here. Perfect. So I'm just waiting for the drop, and then I'll cost base average in. So I just got like 50 in right there. It could be cooling off though to move down lower. But just so I'm showing you guys that I'm still backing Ethereum like heavy on this channel and whatever, and that, you know, I'm sticking to my guns. It looks like it's having a little bit indecision right here. And then what you would do, ask me any questions before I go. If it dumps some more, I'll pick up a little bit more, but it might be done dumping. We're going to pull out this fib level to get an idea. So again, this is like an Elliott wave type fib level. So we have this one right here. And then essentially what we want to see is we want to see it break. Let's get this darker. Yeah, like that. Perfect. We want to see it break this level right here, and then if we can break this level right here, this should reverse. And it looks like we are seeing buying momentum. This is Kraken, so it's moving down on Kraken. On CoinBait or on Bybit, it's moving up. Yeah, on Kraken it's saying it's 1783. On Bybit it's saying it's 1788. But now it's dumping a little bit. We'll see. Let's go to the daily for a second. Then ask me questions if you have any questions. I'm going to try and monitor this pump, and then I'll update you guys later. So yeah, on the daily, it looks so ridiculously healthy. You have this massive bullish engulfing. You just have this little right here shooting star. It's really cute. Obviously, this doesn't even hit the Fibonacci retracement level. You can just eyeball it and clearly see that. Yeah, on the daily, it looks really good. Nothing really to complain about. On all the macro scales, I mean, it could come down to here, bounce off this level, and do good. So, I mean, I just saw that more as a buying opportunity. We just got a little bit in, and it looks like it could possibly be bouncing from that level right there. We'll see. All right, so no questions. I'll be hopping out. Yeah, I'm just cost-based averaging. If it does break this trend level right here that I'm looking at, that I drew. This is on the 12-hour. It's a 3 touch point. If it breaks that trend level, essentially, I'm just going to have to let it. I'm not going to be buying as it breaks down the trend level. I'm going to measure the move, and then I'll pick some more up on the measured move if that is the case. And so you would take the top, which would be that top band, and then you would measure it down to the bottom of that. Let me go full screen on this.
So you would take the top band right here. Let's go like that. Maybe. Oh, brightness on the screen. There we go. Let's turn this down a little bit more. Perfect. Should be able to see it now. Boom. Top band, which is our all-time high, and then writing this upper band, and then essentially you would take the top band's measurement from the bottom band's measurement and then measure it down. So I'm going to do that real quick. Trend line, top band's right here, chart pattern starts right here, it's right here. And it looks like the measured move is down at 16.14. Do I think it's going to go that low? I don't think it's going to go that low. That is the measured move. So I'll put a limit order there. I'm not going to cost base average down the whole way, even though just to be safe, just because, you know, it's like about reading the patterns. So what I would do is there's also a double
Top that could potentially play out. Like I said, I don't think it's going to play out, but I have to cover it because it's in the charts, and you can't really trade opinions or emotions. You got to trade what they say is on the charts, and on the chart it says there's a potential double top. So we're going to go over that idea real quick. So you have this right here as top number 1. Then you have this right here, which could potentially be top number 2. And then we would have this neckline right here. And if it breaks, then that would potentially measure that top. And then you essentially have another top right here. This is really sloppy double top. Technically, it's still there. Technically, this is the neckline. Let's go on to some different time frames. Well, technically it's not there. Technically people are going to still trade it is probably a better way to say it. So yeah, and it's more definitive right here. You got this top, you can see the price action. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Boom. So there's way too many fib levels in here, but we need all of them. So you got this right here. You can clearly see price action right here as clearly as it's going to get, but I'm showing you with the tracer. So you have one top, two top, neckline right here. Is it going to break? Freaking, there's no way, it seems like. But so really we're looking at this potential double top playing out, or potentially that measured move from the consolidation triangle that I did show you, and it looks like it's got some nice touch points on it. So I mean, I'm looking at that, like I said, but I would rather cost base average out of, you know, the bottom. It's obviously clearly showing that we're at the bottom of this trend line going up, and so we're at the bottom of it. So I'm potentially cost base averaging in right there, small amounts, and then potentially if we do hit those measured moves, I'll put my price targets in at those moves. But, you know, hitting a bounce off of Fibonacci, definitely in play. Everything still looks really good on the charts. You know, when in doubt, zoom out. Like, there's like a little issue maybe on, you know, these 1 or 4 hours. Look at the daily, it looks good. Look at the fundamentals, it looks good. Look at the buying pressure, it looks good. Look at the tokenomics, it looks good. So,
I mean, I'm still bullish on it at the end of the day. I got a lot of money in ETH, so maybe I'm biased, but at the same time, I feel like I'm very objective in the way that I'm looking at the charts, and it's looking good, in my opinion. So That's everything for tonight. Unless some major stuff happens, which it looks like it could. If anything else happens, I'll keep you guys updated on everything that's going on, so that you guys are constantly knowing what's up in the markets. That's always my promise to you guys. And then what I always tell you guys is ask me questions if you have any questions, and I'll cover. You guys get the format at this point. We go over Bitcoin, we go over Bitcoin dominance, we go over like everything you need to know in cryptocurrency, and then we go over questions, and then we go back into the TA to wrap it up. So I'll go over everything that needs to be going over on the TA. We'll get back in the market. Ask me questions after we've gotten everything, all the ideas out of the way, coins, whatever. Ask me questions, and then after that, we'll go back in the TA. Check in maybe 2 to 3 times a day. So just turn on post notifications. I'm out. We're looking good. I'm feeling confident.